Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Evergreen versus North Baltimore. I think we better prepare ourselves for some colossal cranial combat. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Evergreen versus North Baltimore. What are we waiting for? Let's meet our teams. Our starting lineup for Evergreen, led by Coach Blanchong. In slot number 1, we have Nathan, a junior. In slot number 2, we have Ethan, a senior. And in slot number 3, we have Sophia, a senior. Now moving over to North Baltimore, led by Coach Matthias. In slot number 1, we have Daniel, a senior. Slot number 2, it's Noah, a senior. And in slot number 3, it's the sophomore, and it is Maddie. Welcome to both of our teams, and welcome to you at home. We're going to start things off as we always do with our toss-up round. There will be 10 questions in this round. They are worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for an incorrect answer. You may convert before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. All right, you ready? Evergreen, North Baltimore, you at home, here we go. Known for his style of using archival footage and photographs in his gripping documentaries, this filmmaker has covered the Civil War, the Vietnam War, and the American Revolution. Identify this award-winning artist. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Spielberg.
Incorrect. Evergreen, chance to steal. That will be Ethan.
Johnson.
Incorrect. Ken Burns is what we needed there. When Rachel Carson penned her book Silent, that would be Evergreen. Sophia.
Silent Spring.
Incorrect. Which chemical was the focus of her broader message of the disastrous consequences of the overuse of insecticides? North Baltimore, chance to steal. That will be Noah.
Roundup.
Incorrect. DDT is what we needed there. The Enlightenment idea that governments ruled only by the consent of the people and could be disbanded by the people if rulers failed in their duty is known as what? That would be Evergreen. Sophia.
Social contract.
Correct. Decade. Volcanoes are 16 volcanoes that have been identified as capable of large and destructive explosions in proximity to highly populated areas. These volcanoes span the globe. Name the 2 that are located in the United States. That would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Cone volcanoes and high volcanoes.
Incorrect. North Baltimore, chance to steal. That would be Noah.
St. Helens and Denali.
Incorrect. Mauna Loa and Mount Rainier is what we needed there. What scientific adjective is used to describe marine life that attach themselves to the sea floor or other submerged objects where they spend their lives? The term is often contrasted with the word motile. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Mobile.
Incorrect. Evergreen, chance to steal. That would be Ethan.
Focile.
Incorrect. Cecil is what we needed there. This American author's works include the short stories The Bride Comes to Yellow Sky and The Open Boat. Identify this author whose most famous works include The Red Badge of Courage. That would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Crane.
Correct. In the following question, what is the correct spelling of the adverb? When I left the kitchen and returned, my cake had mysteriously vanished. That would be North Baltimore. Daniel.
Mysteriously.
Correct. Nicknamed the King and regarded as one of the greatest professional golf players in the history of the game, this icon passed away in September 2016 at the age of 87. That would be Evergreen. Sophia?
Nicholson.
Incorrect. Who was this 4-time winner of the coveted Masters Tournament green jacket? That would be North Baltimore. Maddie?
Arnold Palmer.
Correct. Within bedrock, the principle of superposition reveals the age sequence of undisturbed layers in sedimentary rock. By what noun that begins with the letter S are these layers more commonly known? That would be Evergreen. Ethan?
Sedimentary.
Incorrect. North Baltimore, chance to steal. That would be Noah.
Stacks.
Incorrect. Strata is what we needed there. In a conflict of countries, when war ensues, what term beginning with the letters BE is used to designate the countries or group of countries that at odds with one another? That would be North Baltimore. Noah?
Co-belligerents.
Incorrect. Chance to steal. That would be Evergreen.
Belligerents.
Belligerents is what we needed there, yes. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. We have North Baltimore 20, Evergreen at 30 points. Stick around. Our risk and reward rounds coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. North Baltimore 20 points, Evergreen at 30 points. Before we move on to our next round, let's take a moment to welcome some new players to the game. For Evergreen in slot number 1, we have Aiden, a freshman. And for North Baltimore in slot number 3, it's Adeline, a sophomore. Welcome to our new players and our returning players from the previous round. This is the risk and reward round. There will be 3 topics to choose from. When our team, in this case North Baltimore, since they're trailing at 20 points, makes their selection, they will own all 10 questions in the topic of choice. First 9, 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. 10th question, risk and reward. You'll be able to risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments based upon that topic. Get it right, get the bonus points. Get it wrong, negative points. Evergreen, same rules apply to you, except you will only have the remaining 2 topics to choose from. So, what are those topics? That's always on everybody's mind. Let's find out. Our 3 topics for this game are mythology, monarchies, and periodic table. North Baltimore, you get to make the first selection on those 3 topics, and they are again mythology, monarchies, and periodic table.
Mythologies.
For mythology, what term in the English language that begins with the letter M is a synonym for an experienced and trusted advisor? In Greek mythology, he was a friend to Odysseus and friend to Telemachus. That would be Noah.
Mentor.
Mentor is correct. The term Achilles tendon refers to the hero of Greek mythology who had a weakness in his ankle. Today, we call injuries to tendon that connects the calf to the heels Achilles tendonitis. Why was Achilles' heel so vulnerable? That would be Noah.
The rest of him was dipped in the river Styx. He was held by his heel.
We'll accept that, correct, yes. The letter is M. Live bull, God worshipped at Heliopolis, beginning with M. That would be Noah.
Minotaur.
Incorrect. Nevis. Roman god that protects doorways and city gates. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Janus.
Janus is correct. In Roman mythology, the goddess of agriculture that identifies with the Greek Demeter. That would be Noah.
Ceres.
Ceres is correct. According to Greek mythology, who captured Pegasus and rode him in his fight with the Chimera? That would be Noah.
I'm butchering this. Bellerophon?
They will accept that, yes. Who is the Greek god of fire? That would be Adeline.
Hephaestus.
Correct. In Agamemnon, the god Apollo gifted the power of prophecy to whom? That would be Noah.
Cassandra?
Correct. What generous thief from Greek mythology was chained to a rock and attacked viciously by an eagle? That would be Adeline.
Prometheus.
Prometheus is correct. He stole fire from the gods and gave it to humans. Risk and reward time on mythology. You have 100 points. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments. What says North Baltimore?
25.
25. One of Hercules' 12 labors or tasks required the retrieval of the golden apples kept at the world's end. By who were they kept? That would be Adeline.
Peleus.
Incorrect. Hesperides is what we needed there. Negative 25 for you. We now move over to Evergreen. You have the choice of the following two topics: monarchies and periodic table.
We'll do the periodic table.
Identify the element by either the atomic number or symbol provided. Atomic number 20. That would be Ethan.
Silicon.
Incorrect. Calcium.
Calcium, my bad.
Atomic symbol Hg. That would be Ethan.
Mercury.
Correct. Atomic number 100. That would be Ethan.
Livermorium.
Incorrect. Fermium.
Fermium.
Atomic symbol Sb. That would be Ethan.
Antimony.
Correct. Atomic number 27. Ethan.
That's going to be the halogen. That's going to be chlorine.
Incorrect. Cobalt.
No, that's the third row.
Atomic number 36. Ethan.
Chlorine.
Incorrect. Krypton.
Oh, it's the one after it.
Atomic symbol Ra. That would be Ethan.
Radon.
Incorrect. Radium.
My bad.
Atomic symbol W. Ethan.
Tungsten.
Correct. Atomic symbol Pu. Ethan.
Plutonium.
Plutonium is correct. Risk and reward time. Periodic table. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on the periodic table.
We're just going to do 5.
5 points it is. Atomic number 13. Ethan.
Magnesium.
Incorrect. Aluminum. Aluminum. Both teams well played in that risk and reward round. Our score is Evergreen 65, North Baltimore 75. A very close competition indeed. Things are going to start heating up because our next round is our category round where their questions were 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. Stay tuned. Welcome back to BGSU Brain Game, a very close competition indeed. Evergreen at 65, North Baltimore at 75. Before moving on to our next round, let's welcome a new player that is for North Baltimore and in slot number 3, and it is a sophomore named Levi. Welcome to the game and welcome to all of our returning players from the last round. This is the category round. This is where things start to heat up a little bit, because we have 6 categories to choose from. Questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points inside each category. But deductions, do start now. Select 10, you are risking 10 points. Go for 25, you're risking 25 points. There is a double or nothing hiding somewhere in there. Exactly what it sounds like. Double the points, no deduction for an incorrect answer on that question and that question alone. But a reminder, even that question, just because you select a question does not mean you own it. All questions are open to all buzzers at all times. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Evergreen, you are at 65 points, meaning you make the first selection.
We'll do lit characters for 10.
Lit characters for 10 points. points. Identify the work of literature in which the following characters appear. Elizabeth Bennet, that would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice is correct.
Lit characters for 15.
We are tied. Lit characters for 15 points. Reverend Hale, Abigail Williams, and John, that would be Evergreen. Sophia.
The Crucible.
Crucible is correct.
Lit characters for 20.
Lit characters now for 20 points. Evergreen takes the lead. Meg, Joe, Beth, that would be Evergreen. Sophia.
Little Women.
Little Women is correct. Evergreen in control, making a move.
Lit characters for 25.
Lit characters now for 25 points. Estella, Abel Magwitch, and Miss Havisham. Great Expectations. Evergreen in control.
Finish out lit characters for 30.
Lit characters for 30 points. William, Elizabeth, Fritz, Ernest, Jack, and Franz. The Swiss Family Robinson is what we needed there. Evergreen in control.
Begins with CH for 10.
Begins with CH for 10 points. Identify each of the following people, places, or things that begins with the letter CH. If the correct response is a person's name, their last name, or single name begins with the letters CH. This infection of the small intestine can be transmitted by shellfish. That would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Cholera.
Cholera is correct. In control is Evergreen.
What are you? U.S. history hodgepodge. 10.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 10 points. Identify each person, place, or thing relating to U.S. history. In December of 1823, which U.S. president declared that the American continents were effectively off limits? That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Monroe.
Monroe is correct. Control switches to North Baltimore.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 15.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 15 points. American battleship on which the treaty was signed that ended World War II. Time, the USS Missouri, the Big Mo. North Baltimore in control.
Ohio history for 10.
Ohio history for 10 points. I will ask you a question relating to Ohio history. You provide the answer. The state of Ohio is also known as the mother of blank because of how many were born in the state. That would be North Baltimore. Daniel.
Mother of presidents?
Correct. North Baltimore in control.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 20.
U.S. history for 20. This Virginia native was the first to succeed to the presidency in 1841 because of the death of William Henry Harrison. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
John Tyler.
John Tyler is correct. North Baltimore still in control.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 25.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 25. This future president obtained a field commission to captain during World War I and was also known to be our last. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
That would be Truman.
Truman is correct. Last president without a college degree. North Baltimore in control.
U.S. history hodgepodge for 30.
For 30 points, U.S. history. U.S. president under whom the U.S. Forest Service was created, protecting roughly 230 million. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt is correct. That ends that category. North Baltimore in control.
Ohio history for 25.
Ohio history for 25. What year did Columbus become the state capital? Time, 1816. North Baltimore in control.
Ohio history for 30.
Ohio history for 30 points. Cleveland boasts America's first electric blank, creating some much needed order on the streets. That would be North Baltimore. Levi.
Traffic light?
Correct. North Baltimore in control.
Ohio history for 20.
Ohio history for 20 points. When Ohio was admitted to the Union, what number state did it become? That would be Evergreen. Sophia.
17th.
17th is correct. Evergreen takes control.
Best Picture for 10.
Best Picture for 10 points. Based on the year and the keywords provided, identify the film that won the Academy Award for Best Picture. The year is 1997. Cal, Rose. That would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Titanic.
Titanic is correct. Evergreen in control.
Best Picture for 15.
Best Picture now for 15 points. Double or nothing question. The year is 1991. Quantico, Starling, Jack, Psychiatrist, Lector. That would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Men in Black.
Incorrect. North Baltimore, chance to steal. That'd be Noah.
Silence of the Lambs?
Correct. Double the points and control.
Ohio history for 15.
Ohio history for 15. Which superhero was created in Cleveland? Superman. North Baltimore in control.
Taxonomy for 10.
Taxonomy for 10 points. Answer the following questions related to biological taxonomy. The Crotalus atrox is the scientific name of the pit viper, commonly called the western diamondback rattlesnake. Which two scientific classifications are represented by these two words? Crotalus atrox. End of round. That was genus and species is what we needed there. All right, let's take a look at our score. We have Evergreen at 150 points and North Baltimore at 230 points. Still very much anybody's game because coming up next is the brainstorm round where questions are worth 20 points apiece, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer, and no stealing. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. It is Evergreen 150 points, North Baltimore 230 points. Still very much anybody's game. Before we move to our final round though, let's welcome for Evergreen in slot number 1, Nathan. And welcome to you and the remaining members of your team from the last round. Same to you, North Baltimore. This is the brainstorm round. All questions in this round are 20 points. Negative 20 points. I repeat, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, but you cannot steal. I repeat, you cannot steal a question in this round. Still very much anybody's game. Evergreen, North Baltimore, you at home. The brainstorm round starts right now. What Old English epic poem tells the story of the warrior who defeats Grendel? Evergreen, Ethan.
Beowulf.
Correct. What mythological creature is half man and half bull? That would be Evergreen. Nathan.
Minotaur.
Correct. What logical fallacy attacks the person instead of the argument? That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Ad hominem.
Correct. Which playwright wrote Death of a Salesman? That would be Evergreen. Sophia.
Miller.
Correct. Identify the Italian musical term meaning smooth and connected. That would be Evergreen. Sophia.
Legato.
Correct. What is the Japanese art of folding paper into? That would be Evergreen. Ethan.
Origami.
Correct. First U.S. president to appoint a woman to the Supreme Court. That would be North Baltimore. Noah.
Reagan.
Reagan is correct. State that holds the first presidential primary annually, capital is Concord. North Baltimore, Levi.
Massachusetts.
Incorrect. New Hampshire. Name the beat poet who wrote the poem Howl. Evergreen, Sophia.
Ginsburg.
Correct. This 3-syllable word means a part of something or a smaller piece of a larger whole. North Baltimore, Daniel.
Fragment.
Incorrect. Component is what we needed there. A safety device that protects an electric circuit from becoming overloaded. North Baltimore, Levi.
A fuse.
Fuse is correct. This composer who wrote more than 100 symphonies is known as the father of the symphony. Time. Joseph Haydn is what we needed there. Rhinovirus is the technical term for what affliction? Time. The common cold. Which state had the first female governor in the United States? Time. Wyoming. English market town that was Shakespeare's birthplace and childhood home. That would be North Baltimore. Daniel.
Brighton.
Incorrect. Stratford-upon-Avon. Let's take a look at our score. We have North Baltimore 230, and our winners with 270 points is Evergreen. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's meet in the middle, shake hands, and we're going to see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.